Hi yogis, and welcome to my channel. I'm Tovah, and today's class is going to be an easy inversion class. So don't let that scare you away. For those of you who aren't into headstands and handstands, this class is going to be accessible for everyone and really taking the risk out of some of those more advanced inversions, and also, in my opinion, doing inversions that are a little bit more accessible allow you to stay in the position longer so you can really get the benefits. So the benefits that we're looking for with inversions, there's lots, but some of the biggest benefits that we gain from inversions is the immune boosting, lymphatic drainage, all of those kind of benefits. And in order to really get those, we need to be able to stay in the position for an extended period of time. So keep that in mind next time you're maybe thinking about doing something like headstand. Not that those are terrible poses, but often we can't stay in them very long. And also for lots of people, even though they may be doing them, you might not be doing it correctly and you could risk injuring your neck. So today's class is risk-free and easy for everyone. So come onto your mat and join me. So for today's inversion class, we're going to begin in a standing posture. And when we think about inversions, we often are, what we're looking for is we're looking for postures where either you're starting to go upside down, which could be like headstand, but we're going to begin in standing forward fold. So we're going to have that upside down feeling for the first couple of postures, and then we're going to finish with our legs up. That's the other portion of the inversion. So we're really just breaking it down a little bit today. So finding any comfortable space on your mat, soften your knees a little bit here, maybe take your legs a little bit wider than shoulder width, whatever's most comfortable for you to hang out in. Hinging at the hip, allow your back to round as you let yourself just fold forward, soften your knees a little bit here. As you begin to really let yourself dangle, let your neck hang freely. Let your arms hang loose. You might feel comfortable here to hold opposite elbows, or feel free to wrap your arms behind your legs or underneath your toes, or just let them hang like a rag doll. And this will be our first inverted posture. And this is an excellent place to begin, or just a posture to move into if you do spend a lot of time either standing or seated throughout the day. This is excellent for spinal decompression. So bringing some space back between the vertebrae. And we're going to stay here for a little bit, not too long, because this is an upside down posture and the blood is running to our head. So if at any point that starts to make you feel dizzy, please do slowly bring yourself out of the posture. And not only are these simpler, easier inversions excellent for immune boosting because we can stay in them for an extended period of time, we're really getting the benefits, but also all of the postures that we're doing today really bring you to a place that you can work towards quieting your mind, which is one of the other big goals in yoga. And the quiet mind really is allowing your nervous system to relax. And sometimes I have to ask myself, if I'm going upside down into headstand, how relaxed is my nervous system? What benefits am I getting from this posture? And if your lower tummy is not resting on your upper thighs, try bending your knees just a little bit more to help you get more of an inversion or more of a tipped forward with your head hanging more straight down position. As we take our last couple of breaths here. Perfect. And we're going to slowly come out of the posture. If you can reach your hands down to the floor, please reach your hands down to the floor. And then start to bend your knees a little bit further. Just allow yourself to come all the way down onto your mat slowly as you begin to lift your head up. And just coming to a nice kneeling or seated position here for a couple of breaths. As we let the blood start to just redistribute a little bit more. Tapping into your breathing. Perfect. We're going to move into our second of 3 inversions, and this one's going to be downward facing dog. So again, this is another posture where we're moving into that upside down position, so our head is going to be down. And just if you do have a block or a cushion here, you may want to use it for this posture. So potentially you can use a cushion, or sometimes maybe you need 2 cushions, and you could possibly use that to rest your head on when you're in downward facing dog. So I'll show you that option when we get there. And I'm actually going to turn my bolster this way so I have enough room for my hands since it's a long one. So just take your time as you get into downward facing dog. Let your legs just be comfortably apart. Soften the knees a little bit, and then just decide whether it feels more comfortable for you to allow your neck to be free and your head to just hang here. Or you may enjoy trying the option of stacking some cushions and just providing a little bit of gentle pressure underneath the top of your head here. So both are great options. If you've never tried the head supported version, I encourage you to take a moment, if you do have some props or some cushions or pillows, something you can tuck under there, to give it a try and just see how it feels for you. Maybe you enjoy both, and I definitely enjoy both, so it's nice to mix it up sometimes just to gather a different yogic experience. Or you might decide to do a few breaths with your head supported and then finish the posture or the asana with your head just hanging free. And of course, if you have sensitive wrists and holding downward dog is uncomfortable for you, I would encourage you to do this posture to come down onto your elbows, and that is called dolphin posture or dolphin pose. And definitely take a break at any point here if you notice that you're getting dizzy or if you feel that you just can't stay in this posture. And in terms of the possibility of progressing into headstand, I really like to use downward dog as a gauge. So if you can't hold downward dog comfortably for 2 minutes, then you really don't have the appropriate strength to be bringing yourself into headstand without risk. And even if you do have the strength, again, you might ask yourself, what benefits am I getting from that posture? Could I get equal or more benefits from doing an easier inversion? I would say for lots of people, headstand posture is more about feeling strong, more about accomplishing a challenging pose, possibly. Maybe sometimes it's about taking cool pictures to show your friends or post on Instagram. But for me, that's not what yoga is really about. It's about getting the most benefits from the posture, and with the overall goal of working towards quieting your mind and calming your nervous system. Taking one last big deep breath here. And then begin to come out of the posture. Again, just coming back to kneeling. And if you're using cushions or props, you might decide just to tuck them to the side here. Again, just allow yourself to sit upright for a couple of breaths. Noticing how you feel as you come out of those longer held inversions. Perfect, and as we move into our third and final inversion, Waterfall Pose, I'll invite you to just begin to bring yourself down onto your mat. And if you do have a block or a bolster or a cushion here, you may decide to use it for this posture just by tucking it underneath your hips to give you a little bit more of an inversion. So I'm just going to slide that underneath my lower back. Not really my lower back, my lower upper bum. So right at the base of your low back. This could also be done up against a wall or legs up the wall pose if you have a wall available. Soften your knees as much as you need. And using a bolster underneath your hips not only gives you a little bit more height in your inversion, but it also helps your hips tip just a little bit more, which makes it more comfortable to keep your legs up for an extended period of time. And this is a very restful posture. So allow your eyes to close. Allow your body to get a little bit more still, a little bit more quiet. And know that the longer we can stay in this pose, the more benefits there are to be had. And this is a posture I like to try to get into every single day, just because of its amazing immune boosting benefits. And this posture is also called the fountain of youth for lots of good reasons. And if you could spend a minute every day doing this, that'd be amazing. If you have time for 2 or 3, 5, if you have time for 10, stay here for 10 minutes. Really, you can stay here as long as you still feel comfortable, as long as your feet aren't falling asleep. if this is feeling heavenly for you, please feel free to stay here as long as you like. And if you are ready to end the practice, start to bend your knees and just slowly bring yourself out of the posture, not rushing. And when you're ready, making your way back to a comfortable seated position. Of course, you could always stack a little bit longer session into this yoga practice. Maybe check out one of my savasana only yoga sessions, or just feel free to lie back on your mat and spend a little bit of extra time relaxing. I do hope that you enjoyed today's inversion class and realize that even though you're maybe not doing headstand, that you can get so many benefits from these inversions. And I would, in my professional opinion, say more benefits. But let me know, leave me a comment below what your thoughts are. And if you did enjoy today's class, consider buying me a cup of coffee as a thanks, and you can find the link below to do that in the description. I'm Tovah. Thanks for joining my channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, and have yourself a wonderful day. Namaste.